I'm Katie.
And I'm Nick.
And this is Katie Nik Knit.
Episode 3.
Thanks for joining us. We've got so much stuff to talk about today, so get ready. We're real excited to share all of our projects that we're working on, thinking about, so on and so forth.
Yeah, we just said it's been about a month and a half.
Like 6 weeks since we last recorded.
So this might be a little bit of a longer episode, but just more fun things to share.
That's right.
And today is May 25th. The last time we recorded was the day after the eclipse, right? Is that what we were saying? Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of fun things to share. We have a lot of fun plans to share, and we are going to jump right in with our whips, our works in progress.
All right, what do you got?
So, a returning project. This is the Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket by Celeste Young. I have finally made some progress. I'm not sure when I started this. I take very poor notes about my progress. And I don't make project pages yet, except I've made one for a test knit that I've done, or test crochet. That always feels weird to say.
Yeah.
So, here it is so far. Last time I talked about this, I was struggling a bit because it kept rippling a little too much. I know it's called the Ripple Baby Blanket, but when I look at other people's progress pictures or pages, I don't see the amount of ruffling that mine was doing, and I think I figured that out. So this is a free project on Ravelry. You're supposed to increase every third row. I don't know if it's increased. So yeah, these pieces right here that create the peak, every third you should be doing, I think it's one or two, one of them. I kept doing 2. I got distracted and kept doing 2 double crochets into these. So I think I was increasing too much, and that's what was causing the rippling. I did not pull back. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
I will try and black this once I finish. Everything is wool or a wool blend except this Tweety yarn, which is this giant ball right here that I was given. It was thrifted by my best friend. It's a cute Tweety. It has like rainbow specks in it. I love it.
I like it. It looks like a little pet. Like you should put Google eyes on it or something.
Love it. Love that.
Googly eyes. This is not sponsored by Google. Hey,
Google. So this is yarn that I dyed, Lala's Land. This is the thrifted. This is some Kelborn woolens. And then I started repeating.
Probably want to do the top colors because you're under the table.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. Hand dyed, thrifted, Kelborn, and then I'm going to start repeating. I don't think that I'm going to continue going in the pattern that I started. Like, I think I'm going to do hot pink next. I'm not going to... Oh, that would be in the pattern. We'll see. We'll see. I was trying to do something cute. You know.
Looks cool so far.
So, let's hit it to you. What do you got going on?
Nice. What have I got going on? I have the Tolsta tee. So, well, we can kind of both talk about these at the same time if you want.
Yeah, let me get one.
Nicole and I are both doing the Tolsta tee by Rebecca Clow. I knit one of these last summer. This was actually the first t-shirt shaped garment that I made, and I just loved it. It's like a raglan construction. It has a very loose gauge. It's good for summer yarns. I loved it. I love anything striped, as you can see. So I was like, this is the perfect kind of pattern to customize and, go hog wild making stripes or whatever. So I did that last year. It was great. Nicole expressed some interest in knitting a sweater, and I was like, hey, I know just the pattern. You are still planning on making yours a little longer sleeve, right?
Yep.
So I was like, hey, well, why don't we try this Tolsta tee? Because I bought yarn for like 5 other versions after I knit the first one. That's how much I liked it. This was, of course, last year, right when I started knitting. So, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm only gonna knit this one pattern forever, and then I find everything else that I want to do instead and get distracted. So you know how that goes. But this one, I was like, I do have one that I would like to work on. So why don't we start it around the same time? And that way, like, I can kind of get a refresher on the increases and stuff, and I can help Nicole. She gets stuck, which she has barely gotten stuck. So good job.
Thank you.
Because if you're just joining us, Nicole's a little newer to knitting. I've been knitting for about 1 year and 3 months now, and you've been knitting since October. Is that right? So like, what is that? 8 months now. So yeah. Anyhow, this is my version of the Tolsta tee. And
I love it.
have to look up what yarn this is because I don't remember. I got this, I think, I'm not even gonna say. It is all cotton, and it is, the color scheme is based on this t-shirt that my friend Megan got me for Christmas, and it's like, it's this really cute kind of like local company from Cleveland, and it's the shirt with a bridge that's pretty famous nearby, and it's like in the style of a tarot card. But I just love the color scheme of it so much that I was like, I need to do something with this. It looks like a sunset or sunrise or something.
Sunset, shorty.
Yeah,
I love it.
Very, very summery. So mine's like pretty far along. Of course, I sort of burned out once I got to the beige stockinette part, which will be the rest of this tee.
You are so far.
I know. Isn't that the worst with me? I get like 2/3 of the way through something and I'm kind of like, I'll do something else now.
I feel like that's when I'm
like
most inspired because I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. And
right.
I cannot stop.
I need to absorb some of that energy. So anyway, that's my Tolsta.
And you're holding it double?
I am holding it double. Yes, good call. This is fingering weight yarn, so this calls for a DK weight. And I am using one size smaller needle, I think, than I did last time because my last one, like I said, it's a pretty loose gauge.
Is it this?
It's not. That's what I did my last one in, though, was paint box.
Gotcha.
It's very similar to that. But yeah, I decided I wanted a little denser fabric, and I'm kind of at the point where I'm starting to experiment with, adjusting the gauge or adjusting the needle sizes. So this one's a little tighter. It's not going to be so see-through. I kind of have to wear like a tank underneath the one that I did last summer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cute. Thanks. Let's see yours.
Okay, so here's mine. Same pattern. I don't know what's the proper way to hold this. Like these go on my shoulders, right?
Yeah, the skinnier panels go on your shoulders.
Okay. Here's mine so far.
It like kind of goes with your capelet there.
Thanks. So, this is my first knit garment. Knitted? Knitted always sounds so weird. Like
it does. Some of these words are so funny.
So I am using 2 colors from Paintbox. I cannot remember what website I got these on, but these were very cheap. And
Paintbox is great.
Sorry, I just put a leaf on your floor. I'll pick that up.
Oh. Nature in the house. We can't have it.
I went back and forth with Katie like 40 texts, and I'm like, what color should I do? And I think we said blue and purple. I'm like, good idea. I picked green and purple. Like I was just like,
it's good to get some
blue and white. I'm like, I'll get
inspiration.
I'll get something totally opposite of what we said. So I went with this for a few reasons. A, I feel like I could wear it in spring, summer, and fall. It goes with all the colors. Mm-hmm. It gives me Daphne vibes from Scooby-Doo.
Absolutely.
And it reminds me of like a little field of lavender. Yeah. So how cute. I made it through some German short rows for my first time ever. Mm-hmm. I am working on jogless stripes, so that was cool to learn. And Katie was so detailed in helping me plan this that she even put my stitch markers in the same place as hers. I mean, the same color stitch markers, so that if I was like, what do I do with the pink stitch marker? She could text me and be like, this is what you do. That was so thoughtful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So
I was like, that was so I could actually try to be a little helpful.
I still have increases to do for this, so I'm feeling a little bit burnt out because I'm like, all right, can't I just get to the part and almost be done?
I mean, that's a lot all at once.
Yeah.
And you really powered through it, so I don't judge you for taking a break on this.
And I'm making a bigger size because my gauge was smaller, right?
Yes.
So I have to do a lot of increases.
Yours is like the one size that's like, oh, by the way, P.S. if you're this size,
literally,
you get to do all this other stuff too.
Yeah. So, but it's okay. It fits perfect. I wanted mine a little bit oversized, mm-hmm. and I'm making the pattern is short sleeve. I'm making mine long sleeve. I think. I also picture wearing like a cute, just plain white long sleeve tee under it. And I feel like that would be cute too. Yeah, that is whip number 2 for me.
Nice. All right, up next for me. I think I talked about this in the last episode, and I just dropped my yarn on the floor. But I am working on the Scrimshaw socks, which is a pattern from Summer Lee's book, The Sock Project. And this is what I got so far. This is my first sock of the pair. I got this color work situation done on the cuff here, and I got it on my heel.
So cute.
And my gusset decreases. Thank you. And then the foot, there is basically another band, kind of a smaller band of this, you know, a similar pattern to this on the foot. And I have one row of that done, so I have joined my yarn back in. But the yarn that I'm using for this is Knit Picks Hawthorne, fingering in Daphne Kettle. I love Knit Picks Hawthorne. I will say that every time I show a sock. And this is Emma's yarns. So I got this wrong last time too. It's one of her smalls, and it is called Cali Girl, and both of these are really awesome yarns. So I'm excited to get this guy finished and start the second one. Yeah. All right, up next.
I think I don't have one of my projects, but I'll still talk about it. So I have let everyone know my struggles with the muscle bra, and I have finally made progress on that. So I got to the point where it's time to measure my gauge to see, you know, how many inches I have to, how many rounds I need to increase, and then how many inches my body should be. So I'm to that point. Right now I am struggling because my DPNs are dull. I got different DPNs, but the tip of 2 of the 3 that I'm working on are dull. So that is really throwing me off because it's hard to increase. So I'm going to come back to that. But if I somehow find that somewhere in my bags down here, I will show it up. I don't know where it's at right now, but I'm using some yarn from Red Stag Fiber. Mm-hmm. Was that the trunk show? Mm-hmm. So it's brown, orange, and white, and there's some little specks of green in there, and that I was drawn to because of our football team, our local football team here. So that's a cool one. Something I do have to show though.
You have your like mystery bag. Like, what have we got in the bag?
Is my second.
Oh my goodness!
I use this try-on tubing as stitch stoppers so that my stuff doesn't fall.
That's so smart.
This is my second sock of a pair. My Sesame Street socks, I was calling them, and this is Sheep Cheese. And I am pretty far. So I started this last Thursday, I think. And I worked on it during vacation, just during the drives while we were in the car going to different places. And I'm now on the heel flap, and I'm done with the heel flap. I'm ready to pick up. But it was too late last night, and I was not going to try that. So this is number 2 of the pair, and I am finishing in a great amount of time to enter for Crazy Sock Ladies summer sock camp. Nice. So that I'm very excited for.
Show off your stripe on your cuff. I thought it was so cool you were able to recreate that.
So I did this on accident with my first sock, and I'm going to do that for my second one too. So I pulled just, you know, a good amount of yarn to cast on with the yellow only around the cuff, and then it changes into the orange. So I really love that.
That's super cute. It's cool that you're able to do that again.
It was a total accident on my other one. I love self-striping yarn because I'm like, I can't stop until I finish this stripe.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, you're going to be addicted to color work. It's the same, glad. Situation. All right, up next for me, I have another sock. Woohoo! This one is by Lindsay Fowler. It is the Hearth and Home sock. And I'm having so much fun knitting this. Thanks. I should like tuck my ends in when I show these. It looks like hair. These are both La Bien-Aimée that I got at our local yarn store cast on. This one is called Confetti Cake, and this one is called Pink Fetty. And this has been calling to me for months, and I finally bought it on local yarn store day. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. This is a very simple 4-row repeat. It looks like kind of a, you know, thermally, waffly kind of stitch, but it's super, super simple. So yeah, I have just finished my gusset decreases on this bad boy, and I'm going to continue on with the foot.
So does the pattern fall in the foot too, or is it stuck in it?
It is half and half. So the foot, the pattern, if you can see that, is just like along the top of it. I'll turn it so you can see it cool. And then the bottom is just stockinette along the heel. So once you start doing the decreases, it's just half and half. Yeah. Which is nice because it's gives you a little bit of interest. Right. Intro, like you have to kind of pay attention still. Right. But yeah, having a lot of fun with that one. I just love this yarn. This is the Pink Fetty. I never think we get these in focus when we do this, but I'm going to do this anyway. I feel like a makeup influencer. And next we're going to put on our pink rainbow speckle concealer. So yeah, that's me. Do you have more too, right?
I have one more.
Okay,
one
great.
more in my group. So this is
Told you
new.
we had a lot of stuff to go over today. It's good.
This is new and it's pretty plain at the moment.
Oh,
but
okay.
So the reason this is half filled is because I didn't know if I had enough.
I see that. I just want to hold it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just a little
Comfort yarn.
Red Heart Saver, whatever it's called. I don't know.
So
I think this was
huge.
actually also in the bag that we'll chat about in a little bit. But so this is the beginning of Snoopy's head.
Oh my gosh.
I am making. I wanted to play with amigurumi a little bit,
Yes.
and I am making Snoopy in woodstock. I bought
Love
the
it.
pattern on Etsy, but I will have to post the link down below because I can't remember the maker of the pattern right now, but it's so cute. And this is just the start of his face, so he's going to be a good size, and then I'm going to make woodstock too. I'm going to try to make woodstock to where you can sit him on your shoulder somehow.
Cute.
I don't know how yet, but
yeah.
I'm going to figure it out. So
That's awesome.
we are big Cedar Point people, and I love the peanuts. And so I'm going to make these for my kids and to hang out of the wagon while we're walking around. So that concludes my whips for right now, surprisingly.
That looks just like Snoopy's snout. When you pulled it out, I was like, is that a chicken butt? And then you said it was Snoopy. And I was like, okay, it's Snoopy.
Love
Absolutely perfect. What have I got? I have two more. So the one,
This is amazing.
I feel really good about this. I have been working on the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Ladley, and I have 5 more squares to go. This is a patchwork cardigan that's all made up of granny squares, and then the arms, the button band, the neck, and the hem are all knit on. So I have been making a whole lot of granny squares. I'll show you. I have a couple different colors.
Wow.
Because I'm kind of like, well, that's the same one. Of course, I'm just going to end up peeling out the same. There we go. But yeah,
It's
so
going to be so awesome.
I'm excited. So this is my first time making granny squares besides like a practice one that I did to get ready for this. So again, I'm really close to being done with this. I have to do 5 more. That will probably take me like 4 hours, and then I just have to sew them all together. Really excited about that. So that's been like my biggest achievement thus far since our last meeting. And the very last thing, I just cast this on, I cast this on 2 days ago and then I frogged it because I twisted it and I made a Mobius strip, which was really
What's that?
dumb. You know, when you were a kid, actually I can demonstrate with this. If you take a strip of paper and you make a loop out of it, but you twist one side of it and tape it,
Okay.
it's like you can follow the outside of it forever and ever and ever.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's a Mobius strip. So, you know, when you cast on something in the round, they always say, oh, make sure all of your seam stitches, all of your like hem stitches are on the same side before you join it. I did. And then I was like, this is a ribbed, I'll tell you about the pattern in a second, but this is like a ribbed garment. And I like to do 1 or 2 rounds when I get started just because it's so tight at the beginning when you do ribbing. And it just feels more comfortable once you get a few in. So I was like, I'll just do like 2 or 3 rounds tonight. And I was watching TV and I think I just spaced out and I had it twisted at some point. So I had this one little spot that had a weird gap and a hole. And I was like, okay, I'm not like, normally I would just go with it. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this right. So anyway, I cast this on. This is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie Mae Martinson of Jessie Made. And I have knit this pattern before too, but it was before I knew how to do gauge swatches and stuff. And I made it so small.
Oh, that was the one
that was the baby doll one, yeah. So this is like a really, really cute camisole. It's a beautiful pattern. It's a really easy to follow pattern. That was like the first really structured kind of garment that I made. I made like a crop top for my first garment that was just like a strip with 2 fat straps, and this is like a real pretty shaped camisole. So I made it last time and she's like, don't be afraid of all the negative ease. There's like 9 to 11 inches of negative ease written into the pattern. And I was like, okay, it'll look small. And I ended up putting it on. I was like, I know this isn't going to fit because I was a really tight knitter when I started and I didn't gauge swatch. It's like I could get it onto my body, but it was about to like rip off like if I hulked out, So I'm knitting, I think I knit the small last time and I'm going to knit the large this time because I've gained a little weight since then too, but I'm hoping that my knitting has loosened up enough that this will be okay. I gauge swatched with a different size needle and did the extra large for my last version, and then I was like, you know what? I don't like these. They're so small. I was like a size 3, and so I'm doing a size 4 now, which is what the pattern calls for. Anyway, not much to show, but this is.
So you went for a bigger needle, smaller size.
Yes.
Gotcha.
At first, I went for a smaller needle, bigger size, and then that's hard to say, isn't it? And then I went back on what I was gonna do. So this is Sandnes Garn Alpaca Silka in, I think it's like Dusty Plum. This is one where they just have the product numbers on it. But really nice. It's got silk in it. What is it? This is 70% baby alpaca, 30% mulberry silk. Really soft, like really nice soft yarn.
Yeah, this is such a cute color.
Yeah, I really like this one. So, and it's a little bit more of a neutral. I don't usually gravitate toward neutrals, but this is like colorful enough that I could go for it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good neutral. And what you pair it with, I mean, it brings a little, like it looks purple, it looks pinky, it looks gray.
Like if you're next to my bright red dress, it looks bright red.
Yeah,
so.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Thanks. So that is my last whip for this. Yeah. What are you planning on working on once you get all this stuff done?
All right.
In the meantime.
So, I have talked about the Hungry Caterpillar socks that I want to do, which is literally just a vanilla sock and it has a red toe, and then you do duplicate stitch to make the yellow eyes of the caterpillar. And I was talking to my son about it on vacation. He's like, my son is very literal. He's like, I already have socks. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, but they're Hungry Caterpillar socks. And he has like a hooded blanket of the Hungry Caterpillar.
Aww.
He's like, my caterpillar already has feet. I'm like, fair enough. So I am going to have a pair of Hungry Caterpillar socks for myself.
Nice.
And that is one of my future plans because I want to have another entry in that cal that I'm participating in. I do really want to try colorwork socks. That is probably going to be my next knit. So I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't found a pattern that I'm totally over the moon about. I want to make, well, I have, but I cannot start with like a Pacific Knit Co. design yet, which is like some cute color work, but it's like 4 colors.
Right.
I need to do just 2 colors, the main and the contrast, and I want to do some cute little flowers. I did find, I can't remember who it's by, but I did find a cute pattern. It was like a sock with strawberries on it. So
Stone knits.
Okay, stone knits.
Yep.
It was 3 colors, and I think that I could potentially handle that.
I think you could.
It looked like an afterthought heel though, and I'm not prepared to do that. So I'm thinking about maybe just in the leg doing the strawberries and then a vanilla sack from the bottom, from there down. And then I have some yarn that I want to make a cotton bucket hat with, which I made one for my daughter and it was a little big. I've since bought elastic to try and put in, but I don't know how to do it to where you wouldn't see the elastic. So that's not like high on my priority list. I'm sure I'll start the other 2 soon. But how about you?
I don't have anything specific planned. I have so I showed my whips and I have maybe 4 or 5 other things that are just sort of like scattered around my house. So I guess I just want to kind of focus on finishing a couple of things because I'm really close, honestly, with like 3 or 4 projects right now.
Isn't it weird how that happens?
It really is.
When you can't be like work on one project, then you finish all of them in like a week. You're like, yes,
it like comes in waves.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like that with everything. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised when I'm like that with my knitting. But with this, it's like so many projects that you do at least have that like I did it all moment. So that's good. I am on the first sock with 3 different socks right now, so I think that's one thing that I'm hoping to kind of knock out the next couple weeks.
Yeah, when I finish my Sesame Street sock, that'll be my 3rd pair. And so, but I've had like 1 sock sitting out for so long at this point. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'll actually have knitted socks. I should start a drawer for my 3 socks, for my 3 pairs. We had to stop and take a breakfast break. We're recording early this morning, and I was zipping through things. I had coffee, I had a Target run, but no breakfast. So
you got to Target already?
I did.
Wow,
You'll see.
She's efficient.
You'll see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got some goodies. So,
love Target.
Speaking of which, let's talk about FOs because I have a few. Not all of them are knit or crochet, but I wanted to show them today. So, the reason I was at Target is I was getting a t-shirt to sew this quilt square onto.
My goodness.
So I finished this
so
yesterday.
cute. Look at
Thank
that.
you. Needs a good iron, but so when I went to South Carolina, I instead of going to the yarn store, because their yarn stores are not like, they're not as much hand dye-y stuff, and the stuff that they do have, I'm not into singles yet, stuff like that. So I was like, I do see that there's a quilt store nearby. Can we go there? And I had never been to a local quilt store like this, so I saw fabrics that are from like small designers rather than like commercial, I guess, if that's the right way to say that. But so I got this cute fabric. This was my souvenir this year, so it has like a little sewing picture, and then I got one with safety pins and then some floral, and I'm going to sew it onto this boxy blue tee.
Very cool.
And I'm so excited.
I've never even, I mean, and this is just one of those things about the crafting world, but I've never even considered like small fabric makers existing. Like, what a cool thing. I mean, it's kind of like the yarn. You don't realize how deep the indie yarn scene gets until you get into it. And
I know.
That's so cool. I love that.
And I have another similar item. So I have this green boxy tee. I think this actually isn't as boxy. I think this is full length, but I got a size bigger so that it was a little, oversized. And then I made a different type of quilt square that I've never made. Quilt flower, I don't know what to call this, but I made this little flower out of some
so cute
hexagons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, hexagons. So how I did this was I used my Cricut. I have no type of quilting tools other than a rotary blade and a self-healing mat. I used my Cricut to cut some thick cardstock that I had, and then used it as a template and just got to cutting.
Nice.
I did follow a tutorial on YouTube that I will also put below, or Katie will because she's our editor, but to get a general idea. The tutorial that I followed, I think she was maybe sponsored by someone, and it was like these stickers that you put on your fabric, but I wasn't into it. I just needed something that I had because I have no patience. I didn't want to order anything. So I have that.
It looks
great.
great.
And then, thank you. This tutorial I found because a super cute shop owner on Instagram for Moon and Yarn made her quilt square shirts, and I said, hey, did you follow a tutorial? She shared it with me. It's by Melanie Ham on YouTube. She has since passed away, the woman that created the YouTube video. Her tutorials are fantastic. Like, she has a separate tutorial for the flying geese, which is what these are called. I did not know that.
Cool.
And it's no waste, which is cool. And then her tutorial for this, I think, is like 5 minutes. I mean, it is so spot on. Like, here's what you do. There's no fluff around it. I mean, I totally love it. So, inspo from Moon and Yarn and tutorial from Melanie Ham. So, I'm going to sew those on and hopefully wear one of those today.
Cute. Yeah, those look great.
I got some more, but what do you have going on?
It was funny because I wrote up these notes last week or the week before we were gonna record and then didn't. But I originally had put silence crickets under my post.
I do remember seeing that.
I knit. I don't have it with me because I gave it to her, but I knit a pocket for my grandma's sweater. This was a project she had asked me to do in January. She has this really cool, very very heavily patterned black and white and gray sweater, and she likes to keep some stuff in her pockets when she's walking around the house, and I mean, who doesn't love pockets, right? So she asked, because she knows I've been knitting, and she used to knit herself as well, asked if I could knit her a little pocket. So I did, and I'll post a picture of it, but it was cute. It's just a little like black and white little guy, and I knit it around, and hopefully she can take her stuff around the house now. So
yeah, dress has pockets.
Mine does not. You don't. I don't get the bride, right? So it's right. But yeah, that was fun. I didn't use a pattern or anything. I just like knit a tube, and then I kind of seamed it with the grafting stitch. So
yeah. How cool is that? I would never even think to add stuff to, like, I mean, I say that as I just showed a quilt, but I'm talking
functional stuff.
Yeah, like, how sweet is that?
I've seen, there are a couple little patterns. I'll try to link one. There's one I saw that was like, you know, you think of like a pocket tee into a little like five side shape pocket that you can see on a little t-shirt. They're knitting patterns for those for like your scraps.
That's so
and like
cute.
I love that. I could see myself making those for sure.
On Instagram, I found the granny square pocket. That is so cute.
Yeah,
like I thought
smart.
I was gonna go for it and make it, but I'm like, another t-shirt I need to buy. You know,
Right.
Before, so I made another. That's my second quilt square. The other one that I did, I put on a secondhand jacket that I got.
Oh, nice. Right.
So that was more of like decor for the back. This one's for the front because I want to show it off. So
cute.
I have another FO.
Yeah.
So thanks to Vacay, I finished my second pair of socks. Yay! So this is the vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars by Crazy Sock Lady. This is the very first pair of socks I cast on for myself. And I've said this story once, but I'll say it again in case you're new here. So let me see which one I did first. I had some scraps and mini skeins in my stash, and I'm like, I need to know how to knit right now. And so I taught myself how to cast on, and I started making this sock. I'm like, it doesn't matter that I don't have any more yarn for it because it'll never turn out right. Well, it ended up turning out so cute, and I'm like, oh no. Like, I don't have any of this color, which is from Fashion School Dropout from Cast On. It was part of a mini skein set, and I'm like, that's lame. Well, a friend, Linda, who also bought the mini skein set, gave me her mini skein, and so I was able to make my second sock. And
they look so good.
Thank you. The cuff of this is my very first hand-dyed yarn that I bought. It's Astronaut Barbie by Junk Yarn, and I ran out of that for the toes, so then I ended up having to use a different yarn for the toe, but it really worked out.
You can barely tell. Yeah,
Like,
it really looks the same.
Thank you. And I love to see this knit up because this yarn is from my sweater.
Okay.
So it was cool to see it knit rather than crocheted because it just looks totally different. It's so beautiful. So I also have no clue. Actually, I do. My toes are very different length. And I think that for this one, I thought I needed to be at the end of my second toe. I don't know why. For this one, it was the end of my pinky toe before I started doing decreases. So not a big deal. I still love them. But I'm like, should I just do all my socks weird? Because all my toes, so far, all my toes, I have 4 socks, but still, none of them match. One's really long, one's really short every time.
So are the feet the same length, or are they different? Is it just the toe that's different? I don't know. My feet are 2 different sizes,
Literally,
so I'm like, I should have you knit me some socks.
Oh, they're
close. Yeah,
you know what?
close.
This is not blocked, and this is. So I think they're the same size.
Okay,
I do not count my rows.
Yeah. I was just wondering because I wasn't sure if it was just the toe color or if you.
No, literally just the color. Because if this was blocked, I feel like it'd be.
Yeah, those are exactly the same size. Yeah, that's
How awesome is this? I also.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're so sock-like.
I need like a class on how to weave in my ends because I have not done it with my pink socks.
You just need somebody to like give you $5 every time you do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like scared I'm going to weave and snip and it's gonna come undone. I made this granny square. It's called a boho granny square hat. It's so cute. I wore it like 3 times. All of the centers of my granny squares have come undone. I don't know what I did wrong. I feel like I was a knot tire back then, but I'm like, I was tying knots and then like weaving in tails and then cutting. So I don't know what happened. I want to show that. Maybe I'll try and pull it up on my Instagram.
Yeah.
But hopefully I have remedied that because I have yet another FO.
Yeah.
A granny square or granny something. What's the shape?
Pentagon. Granny pentagon.
So can you pull up our notes?
Yeah.
This is my
iPad keeps falling asleep.
This is another inspo for Moon and Yarn. One day I want to go to her shop. I think it's in Pittsburgh. I would love to go there, but she is wearing a collar like this in her profile photo, and when I saw it with her little black dress, I'm like, stop, that is so cute. So I had to make it. And then going off of our schedule here a little bit for a shout out.
What?
A woman, Anne, at church that I host a knit night at, gave us 2 giant bags of yarn with a ton of colors. And
she's not kidding. I mean, they were
huge.
Sizable.
Like the biggest trash bag I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I dug through there and found some colors that I loved, and this is what I picked out. So I really don't know what the yarn is. It's all acrylic. I'm totally loving it. I'm loving the color
so
choices.
fun.
I like picture it right now. I picture it, by Halloween. I could make this so cute.
Yeah.
I was picturing it with a black dress, but I'm like, this is a little more Nicole-y. I'm gonna wear this today.
I
So
like it.
let me check out who this is by. Sharka is the name. I thought it was Chakra. I remember saying that now. I think I talked about this last time, but I bought the design on Etsy. I am actually missing one what did I say this was called? Pentagon? Pentagon.
Yes.
But I prefer it this way because I didn't want it so far out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like this was a good size for me.
Yeah, I don't think you would need an extra one.
I think that, I wish I knew her name, but I do not at the moment. The woman from Moon and Yarn, her two sit right here. Mine come forward a little bit, but I love this style. I feel totally good about it. So I actually finished it this morning. I just put tassels on.
Cute. Cute.
So
are those just a chain?
Yep, this is a chain,
nice.
and then I made a tassel and attached it.
Very cool.
So in the pattern, it mentioned like, oh, you can do beads at the end, or different colored tassels. That would be cool. So I did think about that, but that was your only FO, right?
Yep.
Not only.
It's all you. I'm just here to listen. So you tell me all about it.
I have a few more. So this is a pinafore, I think we decided is what that's called, in Lazy Hazy Summer Cotton. I made this for my daughter. And this is actually called the Granny Dress, and it's by Mon Petit Violon. I don't know how to say it.
Very good. Yeah.
I got Mon Petit out. So this was supposed to be a dress. I could not grasp the bottom of the dress, but I was totally okay with that because I was going for something like this. I would have liked to add a few more rows down here, but I could not grasp the pattern, and I don't think it was a design issue. I think it was a me issue. So this, I bought her a little tie-dye dress and stuck it over. It is so cute.
It's perfect.
It is very light, and it's such a cute accessory. I love the center. I've never done a sunburst granny like that, so that was something fun to learn. And this was so quick. I think I finished this in a day. I mean,
yeah, you zipped through that thing.
Yeah, and it's pretty big on her, so she'll definitely be able to wear it through summer. And
good.
I think next spring. I keep putting stuff down here. I don't know if you can see it. So hopefully, let's see. I think I have two more things. I talked about my socks. This also is not knitting or crocheting, but something worth talking about. So I made my own little project bag. This is cool. My second one that I've made. The first one I did a drawstring bag, and it was butterflies. You know what? This is my third. I made a Cinderella one that I'll bring next time. Nice. So the pattern that I followed for the drawstring bags, they're called How to Make a Fully Lined Drawstring Bag on YouTube. So that's the pattern that I followed for my first two, and you can catch those on my Instagram. I think that's worth mentioning, huh?
Yeah.
My Instagram name is Meditative Maker, and yours?
Mine is North Coast Knitter.
So,
and then Ravelry, mine's different. Yours is the same, right?
Yeah.
Yours is
Meditative
Maker, and mine is North Coast Katie, Katie, because somebody had the other one apart.
So just so we can mention that, I have posted my other finished bags on there, but this one I was chatting, having coffee with my girlfriend, and somehow messed up the drawstring part, so I just gave it a fold and added this strap, and I love it. I can knit out of it while we're walking around Cedar Point, and I have not closed it yet. I don't know if I'm going. I think it's too late to do a buttonhole. I don't know. So I might do Velcro or a snap.
Oh, a snap would be nice.
Yeah. So
I have a bunch of snaps. Ooh, remind me later.
Okay. All right. So I'm considering that, or maybe two, so it's like those, top bags. So I have that, and then I think that may be my last FO for right now.
I'm thinking about your bag now. You should do snaps because then you could feed the yarn up through it, and it wouldn't get caught in Velcro.
Love that.
That'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, Velcro would do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just thought of that, so yeah.
Smarty. Okay.
All right, shout-outs. So my shout out, it's to a lot of people, but I recently started a new job. I actually got a new job 2 weeks ago, and I had lost my previous job 2 weeks before Christmas, and a week after my husband had started his new job after he had a really long job search. So we moved up here, and it's just been like turmoil employment-wise ever since. So now, knock on wood, hopefully we're in a good place, but I just started a really cool, exciting, awesome new job that I'm super stoked about. And all the gals at Cast On at our weekly knit night have been so sweet about it this whole time. They're always like, oh, like, did you find anything? How are your interviews going? You know, what are you looking for? Like, who can I connect you with? And I started, and everybody was just like so sweet about it and super nice to me about it. And I just feel so supported by everybody in that group. And it just warms my heart. Cause like, I just moved up here 2 years ago. You know, it hasn't even been a year yet that I've been going to this weekly knit night. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I have a whole group of like cool sisters now to look out for me. So I appreciate that. I just wanted to say shout out to all of our Cast On ladies.
We have a really awesome group of girls. Like we attend a lot of the same knit nights or knit meetings, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the friends that we have made and the relationships we've built have been awesome. Like we met at Cast On, our local yarn store, and now we're podcasting together. I mean, this is awesome.
Right.
Like, I'm really grateful for this craft and for all the ladies.
That's right.
Mine's also related to our local yarn store. So, and one of the workers there helped me start my muscle bra, which is how I actually made progress, because without her, I don't think I would have been able to get it. Stitches were flying off the needles. I couldn't do it. I was struggling. She did a few rounds for me, and now I've been off, and she's even checked in on me. You know, how's the hat going? It's going fabulous. So thank you, Anne, for helping me get that on my needles. And another shout out to Anne from church for that big old bag of yarn. And lastly, my sweet friend Kelly made me the cutest shirt with our emotional support chicken design on it. So that's also all over our Instagram because we hosted the Cal for that. She sublimated a shirt with the logo that I drew.
That's so
and she also made this regal pup shirt of my dog Rooster. So that was so cute. I'll try and wear it in a future episode and show it off, but that was so sweet. Thank you so much for doing that. Speaking of our emotional support chicken, I made Flora here her own little name tag.
Yes.
Name necklace. She's a 90s girl.
Yes, and these were inspired by one of the participants in our
Yeah.
So I will put her handle down in the comments below. And she made me one for mine, Nicole made me one for mine, and it is in the other room, but they are just so freaking cute.
I had to show her off.
Yeah.
Show her off today. So, I love it. You know, we talked about hobbies a few episodes ago. I never mentioned that I have chickens, and I love chickens.
Oh my gosh. How have you not mentioned your chicken?
I do not know.
Miraculous.
Like, if you know 3 things about me, it's that I love my grandma, I love chickens, and I love coffee. Like that's it. So I can't believe I haven't mentioned that. So, we used to have 6 chickens and 2 ducks, but we recently downsized because we put them in a portable, run, I think it's called. And so now we have 4 chickens. Their names are Toad, Stella, Pancake, and Butter Pecan Iced Coffee with 5 cream, no sugar.
Perfect.
So, that's what's going on.
5 cream?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was last year, Nicole. I do 4 now. My son knows the entire name, though.
No, I just love it. It's like
I told
very
you,
specific.
I need a little more cream
It's
than
good. It's
coffee.
good.
So.
I dig it. I mean, I'm the same. I was like, that was smart. I should have put more in there.
So,
anyhow.
Moving on. I can't imagine how long this episode will be.
It's okay. It's all good.
Moving on to our struggle bus. I already talked about one of my struggles, which was how do you get the center of granny squares to not come undone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who? Yours look fabulous.
Thanks. I don't know the answer to the question, though. This one looks good. We're gonna pretend all of mine look like this one. I mean, kind of. I knit the one tail, see, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I crochet the one tail in as I go around as best I can, and then I weave it in through the other way. But some of mine are like completely like closed. Some of mine have the little hole. And some of them have like a little gap.
I'm gonna take a look for my granny square
where I started my chain, and I don't know why. So if you figure it out, let me know. If I figure it out, I'll let you know.
I wonder if there's any saving my hat, because it is so cute.
I mean,
But I like, it's literally, I think 9 granny squares.
Oh.
It took so long.
Okay, there was one end that I wove in on one of these that I did mess up. Every time I end up with a little loop where I make my, slip knot or whatever, and I tug it and I'm like, this is the loose end, this is the tight end, this is the loose end.
Yeah.
And I hold on to the loose end or whatever one I'm gonna cut for the tail. And I messed up and I cut the wrong one. Mm-hmm. So I cut it off like right here.
Yeah.
And I ended up just like making a mess. I just got more yarn out and I was just like tying knots and making like pretend crochet mess on top of it.
That's what I had to do with my sweater.
Well, that's what I'm like, you should do that with your hat. Just like make a mess out of it.
So I will post, when this video goes up, I'll post a picture of my hat currently on my story. Like, so this is, I'm hoping you can see this. This is the 8 granny squares that I made. This is the finished hat. So since then, just a refresher, since then, I bet like 3 of the centers have, come undone, 1 of the ends. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, granny squares are such a beginner thing. I'm like, oh, how did I mess that up? And it's so cute. I know it's only 8, but I don't want to remake it. Like, I feel like it took me so long because I hate weaving in ends.
Yeah.
But maybe I just need to suck it up and do it. So
you just gotta do it as you go. I think that's the only answer. Because Tanis, the designer of the cardigan, she responded to somebody's comment on her Instagram about like, oh gosh, like so many ends. And she's like, I just wove in, it was like 900 ends for my Jethro and it was fine. Yeah. And you just, do it as you go. And Summer Lee has some good thoughts about that too. She's like, just, I think she was the one, she said in one of her podcasts, like if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Yeah.
Like put on some music.
Yeah, she turned on like
a
good
fun
music and
put
then
an
had a drink.
Like,
yeah. That was really sweet. I know that is who made me feel like that about my socks. Actually, it was my sweater. I remember just sitting there. I'm like, I'm just gonna suck it up and do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like, and you get to that point, but I'm like, 8 granny squares. Come on, that'll take so long. Like, I want to make granny square fingerless mitts too. Those are so cute.
Cool. So, I like that idea.
There's so many patterns out there for those too.
I'm excited now that I've unlocked the granny square.
Right. So
cool stuff to do.
My other struggle right now is I do not have a nice pair of DPNs and I'm not ready to make the jump to get like a set yet. I have probably ordered, at this point I should have, because I think I've ordered like 4 big sets of cheap DPNs. They are so, I feel like I'm knitting with twigs.
Oh, yeah.
Because they like snag on everything.
Spindly, yeah.
And is it normal for DPNs to dull? Like wooden DPNs? Like I have made
maybe
8 socks total.
Are they bamboo?
Yeah. I mean, I would think.
I feel like that would be kind of soft, so like maybe it would be. I don't know.
If I have one, I'll tell you
what size are you using for your hat?
Shaggy. My hat.
Your muscle bro.
Oh. No blue.
Okay.
2.25, I think.
Okay.
No.
That's a size 1.
No, it's not size 1.
Okay.
Could be. It's
well, whatever. I was gonna say you could borrow some of mine if you want to.
It's this.
It's that. It's this. It's a toothpick.
I'm looking. 2.25. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you can't have those because I'm using them.
That's okay. I need to just pick up another pair. I'm like, do I just need to like buy? I know that I need to buy.
The ones that I got that I really like, they weren't that expensive, and they were the Knitter's Pride carbons.
Yeah, you've talked about them.
Yeah, they are like, they're metal, they're silver, I don't know what metal they are, but they're, they have like a black coating, I guess a carbon coating on them, so they feel kind of grippy, and they don't feel so cold.
Yeah.
But they're really nice, I like those a lot.
Yeah,
If if and when you decide to commit.
Who can I, what holiday is coming up that I can convince my husband to buy these for me?
Happy Memorial Day, sweetie!
That's it. Okay. What struggles do you have going on?
So I mean all manner of struggles really, but the thing that I've been kind of thinking about most recently is I'm going on a work trip tomorrow. So I told you guys I started a new job. I work remotely. We're in Ohio, and my office is in San Francisco, and they are flying me out for a week, which is exciting. It's a little scary because like I haven't traveled for more than like a day in the last 5-6 years, I guess. Wow. I mean, because we pretty much stayed home during the whole pandemic and everything. So like up and going away for a whole week is kind of like, wow, I have to remember how to pack and how to entertain myself when I'm alone and all that stuff. So Anyway, I've been pretty like occupied with that. I leave tomorrow, so I'll be back by the time this goes up. But I have been trying to figure out what to knit on my trip because I don't want to pack like a ton of huge stuff because it's just me and I'm gonna have my little suitcase in my backpack and that's it.
Right.
And I want to have stuff for the plane, so I have like 7 hours worth of plane ride there and back, and I have one layover, so that's like 4 flights. And I have, like I said, I have all these socks to work on, so I'm hoping to get some progress done on my socks. And this bralette, I started this bralette too because I was like, this will give me a little bit of variety.
Nice.
But yeah, I would be so curious because this won't be the last time I'm flying out there. What everyone has knit on planes or in the car, that like specific patterns that they really like to knit. Like I think that the easy answer is like socks or a hat or something. But
that's I prepped myself to be in stockinette for my socks.
Right, that's smart. And I have a couple other things like this. I actually have this on the table too. The Sweet Friends tee by Kate Garden. I had started this. Oh. This is a cotton tee. It's a very simple wide rib pattern. So I might take that too, because the other thing was I didn't want to just have socks because my hands I can't do that for hours and hours and hours. I have to switch it up. So I'm thinking this. I think these are on size 7s. Yeah, these are size 7, so 4.5 millimeter needles. Just something to switch it up. And I don't know how much I'll get done in a week because I don't know what we're doing. Like if it's like dinners out and stuff.
Are you gonna visit yarn stores while you're there? Like, do you
I
have
really
your eye
want
on
to,
some?
but they are all like 9 to 5 or 11 to 5, and I will be at the office. So unless I can sneak out at some point, and maybe I can, I don't know. But yeah, I'm like way overthinking the knitting portion of this because I don't want to run out of stuff to do. But at the same time, like I don't know what's overkill. So
when I was packing for vacation, I'm not kidding, I probably packed 4 projects. I'm like, what if I blow through these socks and then I have nothing to work on and I don't want to go to the yarn store? I'm like, listen, I got 1 sock done. And when I got on the airplane, I was already to the toe. Like I was on DPNs. Yeah. Like, and that's how far I got on my other sock.
Did they let you take your DPNs on the plane?
They let me take everything.
Good. Okay.
I had no...
I figure I'll be okay with my circulars, but I wasn't sure about the DPNs. So.
I had no checked bags, and I had every type of knitting needle that I had. I had my 9-inch, I had my DPNs, and I had my big ones on my sweater.
Good. Okay.
So, cool. People ask, like, what are you going to do if they take them away? I'm like, I'll cry. And sit there and put them all on a piece of string or something until I get there. Like, it'll be fine. Yeah. So I had no issues whatsoever.
Good. Well, good. So that's what I've been thinking about is just, what do I do on my trip? But I think, I keep telling my husband, I'm like, once I get this trip done, I will kind of like understand the lay of the land and know what I'm doing the whole time. Right. So, because I've never been out there and I don't know anybody out there yet. So it's like, I don't know what it's going to be like and how much time I'll be spending in my hotel room or doing other stuff. So anyway, I'm excited. I leave tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
A week's a long time.
It is. Yeah. It should be cool though. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. So next, let's talk about our summer plans.
Which is creeping up fast.
Like
really the weather change. Last time we recorded, it was freezing.
Yes.
We were supposed to record 2 Saturdays ago. It was like 56 degrees. Mm-hmm. Now today's going to be 80. Sunny, 80. Pools are open. Memorial Day is 2 days away.
Yeah, it's wild. We really had our blip of Ohio spring and now it's summertime.
Yeah. So I think one of our bigger things is that we are hoping to plan a day trip to Michigan.
Yeah.
To check out some yarny things.
Yeah. I had mentioned to Nicole that we should go to Ann Arbor so we could go visit Spun. Ann Arbor is where I was born and lived till I was 8, and I love it. It's my favorite place in the world, and got to go to Spun, I think late last year. I don't remember, but it was really, really cool, and I think you would have a lot of fun with it. And they have a ton of minis and stuff, and I know that's something you want to look for.
I love minis. How far away is that?
It's about a 2-hour drive, so
not bad
it's not too bad.
That's awesome.
It's an easy day trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got good, there's good places for lunch and stuff too. So I think it'll be fun little day trip, but we could go and hopefully record a little, take some pictures in the store kind of thing.
I think that's my only summer vacation-y type of thing. Nice. I just took my vacation, which was last week, and then I think that's it. Michigan is my one other stop this summer. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be hanging out at home. I'm having such a good time just being in my backyard because
that's great.
everything feels so good right now, and I just want to knit and relax in my chair. I'm doing a few different cals. I'm following a few different ones this summer. So Crazy Sock Lady, who I've already mentioned, and then Grocery Girls, I think they're doing like a t-shirt cal. So if I finish my, you know, and whips are allowed, if I finish my, what's it called? Not Jethro.
Wait. Oh, the Tulsta.
Yeah. The Tulsta. I'll be able to add that in there. I'll be able to add that in there. Yeah. So that's my like big summer plans. I'm not doing any food gardening this year. I see you are.
Yeah, we just planted up all of our garden beds like 2 weeks ago. We put in like 6. They're just galvanized steel beds from Amazon that are kind of oblong. They're great. They're really cheap and they have held up really well the past couple of years. But yeah, we have a bunch of like tomatoes and peppers and herbs. And
that's awesome.
I have a bed full of indigo seeds and a bed full of red shiso, which is also called perilla, which is another like dyeing plant.
Ooh.
Yarn dyeing plant. Hopefully they're not going to die because I'm going to take care of them. But yeah, so really excited about that. And I just said about like I'm from Canada. That was really cool.
I didn't even notice
I did say I'm from Michigan, so I'm like, it's like 40 minutes from the border.
I really didn't even notice it.
Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, let's see, what do we got going on? I don't really have any huge summer plans. I would like to go camping. I've never been camping.
Never?
Yeah, no, never been camping. Have you gone?
My God.
You've been,
yeah.
I assume.
Yeah, I used to go camping all the time.
From that reaction, I'm guessing you.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a thing to do.
Yeah.
Like that's like a.
You
gotta go camping.
Very much an indoor kid until like 6-7 years ago. So yeah, there's outdoor stuff I haven't done yet. But yeah, we bought a bunch of camping stuff last year because my friend told me about this like outdoor gear store that was going out of business and they were liquidating everything. And so I got like a full like camping setup for like $150 because it was all like 90% off.
That's crazy.
I was like, well, now we have to go. But that's one thing I want to do. I know there's a lot of really good spots up here to camp because it's just beautiful nature everywhere. Yeah. The other thing, I'm turning 40 in July. So we're going
July
to
2nd?
Yes, July 2nd. So it's a great birthday because it's in the middle of the summer. It's the exact center day of the year, which is kind of fun. But it's also like right by the 4th of July, so you have to kind of plan around that stuff. But it's on like a Tuesday this year. So I'm taking that whole week off and I want to go to a couple of the wineries around here, and you should come for at least one of them because I haven't been to any of them yet besides the one we went to for one of the knit events that one time.
How fun is that? Oh my goodness.
I'm excited. My parents are going to come up the weekend before and I want to take them to one or two of them, and then I figure we do that on Monday too. I'm like, what am I going to do? I just want to like eat and drink and relax.
That's the way to bring it in.
Yeah, and then on my birthday, my husband and I are going to go to Cleveland and spend the day there, and we got like a cool Airbnb in this like tall building with a rooftop.
How cool. That is so awesome.
So I'm going to bring my camera, the one that's filming us right now, and the thing I want to do for my birthday is I want to take pictures off the roof of this building at night.
That's so awesome.
So I'm like, it's pretty simple, pretty chill, it'll be fun. But I'm
really
excited
for you.
Don't have any trips planned other than that though, except for this work trip.
Yeah. Which should be fun too.
Yeah,
lots of knitting. I'm sure we'll both get lots of knitting done.
I think so. We'll have plenty to talk about, which is good.
Yeah. So, since we filmed last local yarn store day passed, and our shop was hosting something so cute. She had the cutest little cookies and some deals. So, let's talk about some of the stuff we got, which is our purchases this time around. So. I got this sock set. Actually, it's not a sock set. I don't know what to call it. I got this pair of yarn, and it was like $40.
Yeah,
which I'm all about. So
deal.
I got them, and I'm hoping that I can do some type of color work. But this is like I can't do my strawberry socks, so I'm gonna have to find something. And I might even just knit. I think I could knit 4 pairs of socks out of this.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm considering just doing that. You know, and. I'm loving it. It's Emma's yarn. This one is called Trendy AF, and this one's called August 21. So
that's my dad's birthday.
Oh, love that.
That's funny.
So that's one thing. What you got?
Nice. I got some stuff at Cast On for local yarn store day too. I mentioned these guys, the La Bien-Aimée socks. I got this was a full size like 100 gram skein of the pink fatty, and then she had these little minis, these 50 gram skeins. This is my very favorite. It's Floral Morganite. Got one of these, and I got this guy, the confetti cake, in a mini as well. Yeah, those were my local yarn store day purchases.
Sorry, I'm digging.
Oh, you're fine.
I got some stuff down here.
Well, here, I'll talk about one of my other things. So I was influenced on Instagram. I responded to an Instagram ad, and I'm happy I did. This was this huge freaking thing. This is the Ravelry pillow, and it is advertised as a kind of a support pillow for crafting and video games, which are my two things that I do all of the time. So I know this is a lot like those like nursing pillows that are popular among nursing mothers, which I am not. So I was like, oh, I want to try this because I don't always have good posture when I knit. I mean, particularly when I knit. But I tend to scrunch up my shoulders, and then my traps are really sore and my neck gets really locked up, and it's not great. So having some support under my elbows I figured would be a good idea, and so I bought this thing. It's huge. It looks insane, but it has made such a difference. Like, I am sold on this pillow. I can relax with it and knit, and my shoulders are down, and I can just keep everything nice and chill up here. It helps when I'm playing the Switch too, because my husband and I both get like sore hands and sore wrists if we play too much, and this, you again just can relax your arms on it. I love this thing.
That's awesome.
I sit outside on my patio with it sometimes, and my neighbors will kind of like see me out of the corner of their eye and just kind of keep walking like, what is crazy lady doing today? With her huge pillow. But yeah, love this. The Ravelry. You'll probably get Instagram ads for it too now that I've said it and you've put it on your computer. So enjoy it. But yeah, I actually really recommend this thing.
Love it.
What do you got?
A few other things. Sorry, I was literally digging around half the time she was talking. I couldn't find something. I thought I was organized fine. So I was asked to be a bridesmaid, and this was part of a bridesmaid proposal. So this isn't something I bought, but my girlfriend Jocelyn gave this to me, and I'm obsessed. It's on my little bag. I got this when I first started crocheting, and I'm still obsessed with it. Like, this is so handmade and cute.
It's
like,
adorable.
so it says my name, Nicole, and I had to show that off because I love it. Also for local yarn store day, I got this tin from Twice Sheared Sheep. Cute. So that's where I got those cute stitch markers last time that we showed off. I also got this pin that says yarn is my caffeine. I'm sure you can't see it. That's fine. And at the fabric store that I bought my quilt square fabric from, they had these, I don't know what you would use these for in sewing, or if it's just like a zipper thingy.
Okay.
But it's a little sewing machine, that charm that I'm going to turn into a stitch marker. So I got that. And then last for my purchases this time around, excuse me, I got this Lazy Hazy Summer Cotton, which is what I made that pinafore out of. And
I was wondering, I was like, that looks familiar.
Yeah, and I got, I have this one and then 2 more balls of another color that I'm hoping to make my bucket hat out of. So I love this stuff. I actually have probably 5 of these in like a purple color that I started a tank out of that I think I frogged it at this point. I'm never going to finish it, but I'm considering knitting something out of it.
Yeah,
so. And it's a cute, like, Halloween color, too.
Nice,
so, the one that I have. I'll have to bring that next time. But
that's fine.
that was my purchases this time.
I have one more. I actually have a couple more things, because I got a new job, and I love myself by some stuff. But I'm not going to talk about everything today, I don't think. I do want to talk about this, though. I got this. This was also from Amazon, and it was like $10. Wow.
That is so cool.
Granny Square blocker. And this thing is insanely helpful. I mean, look how, like, nice and flat these are. They're so square. Yeah. They're so perfect looking. And they were all manner of different sizes when I did them, because I'm still like new to crochet and I'm figuring out gauge and stuff. But this thing is so cool. It's just a little slab with a bunch of holes in it, and it comes with all these little metal sticks, and you just, whatever size, like if you are doing pentagons, you could kind of figure it out.
So do you get them wet first and then put them on there?
Yeah, so I just like soaked them, washed them. I ended up doing like 6 or 7 at a time, and then let them sit for a few days, and then, so I just did them in waves. If you want to get real crazy, if you had a whole project you wanted to do, you could get more than one of these, I guess, or if you had a big one. But yeah, this thing is really, really useful. usually just pin stuff to like those little foam puzzle piece mat things.
Did you hold it that way? They might just be seeing the pins. Yeah, there you go.
They're all gonna come tumbling out. But yeah, I love this thing, and if you are big on making granny squares, I highly recommend this.
Those colors are so awesome. Like, they are so every season.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see how the thing turns out.
Wow.
I'm excited to like lay them all out
Right.
and decide what order I want them in. That's the thing that'll be the most fun.
And after making all those, can you imagine making a blanket? Like,
Right?
I can
Maybe in a couple of years.
Oh, you know what? In that giant bag of yarn we got,
Yeah.
there were some half-finished projects, and I found 3 granny squares. They're blue centers with white outsides, and I'm like,
Nice.
I wish there was 4 so I could make a pillow. And then I'm thinking, like, rectangle pillows exist, Nicole. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna line them up,
Nice.
crochet around them, and that'll be the front of the pillow.
I like that.
But I'm like, so if you make a crochet pillow, do you have to have like a pillow insert, or because you don't stuff it like you do a stuffy, right? I mean,
You could. I mean,
I feel
I
like
think
you
you
would
would
go
go
either
either
way
way.
square.
Oh. Yeah.
You know
if
what I
you
mean?
didn't sew it onto some fabric or something, yeah, I guess so.
So, sorry guys. You know those floral pillows that we've seen on Instagram? They're like it's like a garden.
Yes.
I'm like, does that have to go around a pre-made pillow, or do you just stuff it? And I feel like the pillow would almost be
easier.
Yeah, because that stuffing can get expensive. And you
Right.
can get throw pillows, sometimes like 2 for $10.
Right.
You know what? I always see at Walmart they have outdoor pillows for $5.
Oh.
And those are nice and firm. Like,
Yeah,
so I
that'd
always
be
have to keep
perfect.
that in mind. So just to stuff inside something, or
Right.
the stuffing out if you need to.
Right.
I guess. I don't know. It's in there, but
cheap pack of stuffing.
so I guess it looks like we're starting to wind down here.
I think so, yeah. I know we had talked about trying to do another craft along sometime this summer, and we don't really have our strategy picked out, but we wanted to get some thoughts from everybody on what kind of craft along we should do.
Yeah. Do you want to do? I do want to do something that's can be both knit and crochet.
Cool.
So I'm like, do we do shawls? Do we do socks? Do we do shirts? Do we do something?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we should do it for the whole summer or something. Maybe like 8 weeks or something. Something
fun.
a little bit longer than the chicken cow.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know in the comments below what you think you would like to craft this summer, and then once you finish it, we'll do the same thing we did with the chicken cow. You'll be entered, and we'll have a little prize to send out. You don't have to choose one of the things that I just mentioned. If you want to make a scarf, throw it in there, and we'll see what the mix will be. So
That's right. Yeah, just give us some ideas, and anything you're hankering to knit or crochet this summer, and
yeah. And big thanks again for all the support we've received on this. This has been awesome.
So much. It's been really fun.
I think both of us look forward. Like, we couldn't record a few weeks ago, and I was so bummed. So hopefully we won't have to go this long again. Life just happened, and it was yucky for a minute there.
Yeah.
So everything feels back on normal.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll talk to you guys again soon. And thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. All right.
Bye.